Balmer. I'm head of strategic partnerships at Intake Breathing, and today I get the honor of meeting with a friend who I'm so excited to chat with, Tony Angel. Tony, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Again, Tony Angel, Director of Spa at the Ritz-Carlton Orlando Grand Lakes, also known as Spa Daddy on Instagram, but yeah, just Tony. Excited to be here. Thank you, Wes. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
This is going to be so much fun.
It's going to be great.
So I've been hearing you use really fun terms. Just a moment ago, you said you get to be home.
Yes,
So Ritz-Carlton is home.
this is home.
What does that mean to you?
This is my house. I mean, listen, we spend a lot of time here, right? And sometimes we spend more time here than we do in our actual homes. And I feel like with our team, we have a true bond as a family. So really, when you come to work, you don't feel like you're coming to work. You know, like that saying is like, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, kind of deal. So that's what this feels like. It's home. It's like I'm very comfortable here, in a good way, in a really good way.
Something that's so impressive to me every time I look at like individuals who've grown in their career in hospitality, they've started at the ground floor. Where did you start?
I started as a doorman. So I used to be the guy that would open the door and close the door for the guests as they walk into the hotel. That was my job. And I was instructed to stay in my little box. That was my job. I didn't move from that place. That's where I started.
What year was that?
That was 2005.
So you were opening doors, you were the doorman in Tucson, Arizona. Where did you go from there?
So I spent, let's see, that was 2005. I was there until 2014 before I came to Grand Lakes.
Wow.
So I was there for the majority of my early hospitality years.
And in that like career progression, you went from doorman to where did you grow?
Oh,
in your
goodness. I mean, so that was one department, which was the valet parking. So I was doorman, supervisor, manager, PM manager, and eventually director of parking. Then I made a switch because actually the company was a third-party company. So then I made a switch to actually work inside with Marriott. So at the time I was at a Marriott hotel, but not with Marriott, right? Once I went inside, I've started as a bellman, the guest services supervisor, front office supervisor. I did recreation supervisor. I did F&B supervisor, which eventually led me to an opportunity to start at the spa as a spa supervisor. And that's how I got my into the spa industry in 2011.
All of those different roles each had their own unique challenges.
Yes.
So like, how did that prepare you for getting in the spa?
You know, honestly, just being well-rounded was key. Just kind of knowing how to deal with different situations and being able to adapt. The spa was something that was completely new to me. I had never even been to a spa for myself prior to me working in a spa. So just being comfortable in my own skin, right, to know that, okay, I can do this. I've done all these other roles that in a way can seem like they're harder because there's that perception of spa being calm and relaxing, right? And then you go to an F&B or the front office, they're definitely tougher departments. So it definitely allowed me to just kind of come in and do the job and feel more confident.
Before you got into spa, had you ever like gone and gotten like a massage or another treatment?
Zero.
Do you remember that first treatment you got?
Yes, it was mind-blowing. It was something I never experienced before. And at that point I was 26, 27. So 27 years of my life and I've never had an actual massage, right? So it was definitely an experience.
So paint the picture of that day that you had that first massage. What was it like? Where were you at? What was the weather? Tell me all about it.
I mean, if I was thinking about the weather, starting off, being Arizona in November is phenomenal. The Southwest, cool, crisp air, not hot whatsoever, but not cold at all. The property, quiet, not a busy time, so you feel like you're the only person around the resort. Going into my treatment, I was excited. I guess I could say I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because again, it's the first time. But I do remember going through the process of getting comfortable and getting, you know, the hands laid on me for the first time and just feeling the pressure and just kind of this emotion of like, what is this? How is it that I've never experienced such a feeling before, right? You can literally feel the stress just melting away from your muscles, right? And again, it's just an experience that I had never felt. So yeah, I was at first a little nervous, excited, and then the gratification of the relaxation process was probably just the culmination of the experience. Yeah, for sure. I had my first service because I had started to work in the spa, right? So they're like, okay, you don't have spa experience. Let's show you. So that was kind of like my personal introduction to it. After being in the spa industry for about 3 months, that's when I started really feeling connected and feeling a sense of belonging in that space and feeling comfortable with being part of the spa. So yeah, I think that's when I really felt like, you know what? Because I had an opportunity to go back to my old job. So it was a temporary, when I started at the spa, it was a temporary job just to cover and support the team during a period of time. And so I had the opportunity to go back, and that's when I said, you know what, if I have a choice, can I stay? And they said, sure, we would love for you to stay. So yeah, it was about 3 months or so that I was like, it was just a complete switch.
I'm so glad you stayed in spa.
Me too. Yeah, me too. For sure. I wouldn't be spa daddy if I didn't, right? That's another thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So you fell in love with spa. You asked if you could stay on, and then you started in as a spa supervisor.
I was a spa supervisor. Yeah.
What does that role entail?
So really, it was more of a supporting cast, right? So just kind of being there for the front desk, for the locker room attendants. Part of my responsibility was keeping inventory. So a lot of admin work, especially in that particular spa. There was a lot of admin work that I was involved with, and at the same time, taking care of VIP guests, groups, and things like that. So just a little bit of everything, but also when it comes to the operations, more about support cast.
Definition of hospitality is the way you make people feel.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's food, whether it's the hotel room, whether it's spa. So like in that role, what was your favorite part of the job? Spa supervisor, your first job in spa. What was your favorite part of it?
I think the best then and now is seeing someone come in worried, stressed, tired, whatever those feelings are, and then walking out a completely different person. Relaxed, renewed, revitalized, and so on, right, with the words. And just seeing how happy they are when they're walking away, right? It's literally that transformation from one person to a different person when they're leaving. And it makes me feel good to be part of that, to be able to provide, in a way, joy and happiness to someone. It's rewarding. So that's probably the biggest thing for me.
In spa, you have people that walk in. They have the weight of the world on their shoulders, but then they walk out and they're a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
How do you describe that? What is that experience? What is that transformation that they go through?
It's a rewarding feeling. It makes you feel good that you just impacted somebody's well-being, and in some cases somebody's life. I've had so many guest comments when they come in, they have a service with one of our amazing therapists, and they leave, and they literally use the word life-changing, or this therapist literally just saved me from my aches, from my pains, from my feelings, from my stress, whatever that may be. It's almost like it's a physical therapy, but in a lot of cases, it's also a mental therapy. So it's like going to see a professional therapist, someone that's going to give you some sort of counseling. This is a way to just let it all go, right? And so it is a life-changing event for some people.
It's similar to the nasal strips.
Yes, 100%. Something so small can be so impactful, and that's what makes it great.
How does that make you feel when someone tells you they had a life-changing experience?
I feel a sense of gratitude myself. Number one, because it validates why we do this. And it makes me happy to know that we made somebody else happy. It really does. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It just brings joy when I know that what I'm doing, what we're doing as a team, what we're doing as a spa makes somebody else's day.
So, thinking about just the way that your career has developed, tell me, where are you at today? What is your role today? What do you oversee? Give me the whole story. What is Tony Angel doing today?
So what I'm working on today, or what is my job today, is Director of Spa, obviously, at the Ritz-Carlton Orlando Grand Lakes. We are the largest spa in the Marriott portfolio.
Wow.
The Ritz-Carlton brand. 40 treatment rooms, 40,000 square foot facility. We have our own restaurant, our own retail shop, our own amazing pool facility. Over 100 employees, ladies and gentlemen of the Ritz-Carlton. So we're not a small operation. We strive to be the best. We strive to be number one. As I mentioned in other conversations, you know, I'm very competitive. And so we have to be number one at everything that we do, right? We try to be, and we are very innovative. We try to be the trendsetters, and not for prideful reasons. It's just because somebody has to be the trailblazer, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the key word. It's like we want to be that spot. We should be being the largest. You know, a very well-known location such as Grand Lakes for both JW Marriott and Ritz-Carlton. We should be that trailblazing spa, right?
What do you do? Like, what are the really fun initiatives that you've been able to work on?
Yeah, I mean, even just today, I'm dressed very casual, right? Because we just finished our 4th of July 5K. So every holiday weekend, we do a 5K, and that's something that started only recently, and it has grown up to 220 runners in some of these events, right? And we started with 19 on our first one. Events for the guests, it's really important to me to create a guest experience, something that they can participate in and take back and want to do again. So for the 5Ks, we're going to be doing our first of its kind wellness retreat in August. So again, talking about being the first, I'm sure maybe there's many out there, I don't know, but as far as I know, we're the first doing something like this. We have created innovative events where we actually bring all of our partners that we have obviously an association with. They come and they actually kind of do a product showcase for our guests. So we open the doors to our guests to come and enjoy and kind of almost enjoy a spa party. They can just walk into the spa and there's music, there's food, literally there's lights and neon lights and the whole thing. And then we have each vendor, each partner of ours, showcasing their product and just having that one-on-one connection with the consumer versus, you know, a lot of times we go to these events where myself as a director has the conversation with the partner, right, to create a business partnership. In this case, it's more like, let's have you talk to the consumer, and then you can hear from them what it is that you like or need to improve on and create that connection, right? My biggest focus, no matter what we do, at the end of the day, is the overall guest experience. And I want to create something that they're going to remember and want to do over and over and over again.
With so much responsibility and so much, I mean, this is the largest spa in the brand, and you have 100 staff members. How do you practice self-care? How do you take care of yourself?
I was having a conversation just a few days ago, something that I saw on Instagram where it says, and I don't know the exact number of hours, right? But there's 600 plus or 700 plus hours in a week, something like that. Or no, it's less than that, sorry. It's like 100 and something. Again, don't quote me on the math. I'm horrible. Math is not my strong suit. But anyways, you subtract the hours that you work minus 40, 50 hours. You subtract the hours that you sleep minus whatever X amount of hours. You still end up with about 70 hours of quote unquote free time. You can use that for anything, right? So my point, what I'm saying is there's always time. So I make sure that I allow time for myself to take care of me, whatever that is. Whether it's going for a walk, whether it's working out, going for a bike ride, being by myself. You know, I spend a lot of time surrounded by people. I have a family of 5 at home. I gotta take care of me. And I gotta make sure that I dedicate that time. And it's a non-negotiable. I never sacrifice that time for me. So whether it's early in the morning or late in the evening, I make sure that I dedicate the time to take care of myself. And whatever that may be for the day. The gym, a documentary, a podcast, anything that's gonna be beneficial to my well-being.
Well-being is incredibly important. Taking care of yourself is incredibly important. I think that part of our next chapter in this conversation is doing a little bit of fitness.
You ready to go hit the gym?
I'm stoked.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So you ready for this workout?
I am. I'm super
I'm gonna
excited.
make you hurt. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But you know what? As we're walking in here, I just got an idea. How about I show you the cryo build?
What is the cryo build?
So cryo build is the best of the best when it comes to cryotherapy. Negative 175 degrees. So it's cold, but it's great for inflammation, for pain, for any aches, any muscle recovery if you have soreness.
Have you done this?
Oh, do it as much as I can.
Really?
And I've done it on extreme.
What is extreme?
Extreme is the 175. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is cold. When I tell you it's cold, it is cold. But obviously, I'm not gonna do that to you.
Okay.
We'll take it easy. We'll do you know, the beginner level.
All right. So
Cool.
let's do it. I'm down.
So now, okay, let's get you set up. Okay, so let's get you all set up. Oh, sorry. Let's get you all taken care of here. So I want to protect your hands.
Okay.
Make sure you put the gloves on. We're gonna give you some music.
Music.
Yeah, that'll help distract you a little bit.
Oh.
So we'll get you the other glove.
Okay.
I won't need to give you the headband since you're gonna have the cover of the headphones.
Okay.
So now, when you go in there, actually let me set it up for you. So we're gonna do the beginner here really quickly. Perfect. All right, when you go in there, I'm gonna start the session. You have about 15 minutes to get ready, walk in. Once I start the session, you'll have 2 minutes. You'll see the light go up. Once the light flashes, that means your 2 minutes are up.
Wow.
So, hey, you know what? Don't forget to breathe.
Okay.
You have to go in. You have to go in.
Okay.
Relax and breathe.
Okay.
You got it. I know you know how to do this. All right, music.
Okay. Is there
Let me-
music playing
let-
right
let-
now?
Let me know if you can hear it. You hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect. All right, I'm gonna hit start, and then you go inside.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Wow, this is. That's a little too cold.
Too cold? Ah, okay. Well, we'll try it another time. All right. Well, that was a little too cold for you, so it's okay. We'll get you warmed up. We're gonna get a nice workout in, and then after
Okay.
that, we'll have lunch.
I feel like I should have worn like joggers or something or
It
leggings.
helps. It definitely helps. But you actually, believe it or not, you want to be as undressed as possible.
Really?
So if you could, I would say go in there in your boxers.
I have a hard time going into doing the cold plunge sometimes. So let's get some workout in.
Let's get our blood
Okay.
pumping over here, right? So I felt like we could do a little shoulder workout,
I love working on my shoulders.
and then maybe a little arm because you gotta get the guns as
Yeah.
well, right? But the shoulders are very important. So obviously, just kind of warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyways, as we're kind of just getting loose, let's keep the conversation going.
Okay, so I want to hear what you do for fun. Like, what is the things that make you happy?
This makes me happy.
Does it?
So I actually wake up very early. You and I have that in common.
Yeah.
I wake up, my alarm goes off at 4:30 every morning. And instead of getting grumpy, I get excited. Now I'm at the point where I'm excited because I'm gonna go downstairs, go to my garage, and have a nice workout. Physical, being physical makes me happy.
There's this woman who said this really fun thing. What pops you out of bed like toast in the morning? So it's working out.
This is it. Now,
Okay.
Now I can't say that was the case a year ago, but now this
What
is it.
changed?
Mentality. It's all
Okay.
mentality. What am I gonna do for me, right? This is what I'm gonna do for me. No one else can do this. No one else can make me feel better. I have to do it for myself. So that's what kicked in. I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe it comes with age. I don't know.
So is that a new thing then? Just like really, really focusing and putting in time in on your physical fitness?
I wouldn't say that it's new because
Yeah.
I've always been very active. Played soccer in high school, club,
Yeah.
college, so on and so on, right? I think it's just one of those things that as I've gotten older, I know that it's important because I want to be there for my kids, for my family, for my colleagues.
Yeah.
I want to be here for the long run. So it's important to take care of yourself. Right?
I've got
So-
a baby coming in September, and I want to be running around in the playground,
Yeah.
throwing them up in monkey bars. I want to be doing the whole thing. I'm so excited.
Some of the best memories I have are things that I did with my dad.
Yeah.
Playing soccer, playing tennis, playing basketball, right? He was young enough to do it with me and also fit enough to do it for a long time. Even when I was in high school, we would compete in tennis a lot. So I want to do the same thing. I want to be able to run with my son and my daughters, or just be competitive and still be able to kind of keep up. It's important to keep up.
I'm gonna struggle to keep up with you, if I'm being honest. I'm not as strong as you are, Tony.
Well, listen, it's not about
do
how
it.
much you do, it's just about making sure you do it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's grab
All
the lighter weights just so that we can really work on our shoulders, right? So,
Okay.
really just a very simple, you want to put a little bend on your knees, kind of stick the butt out a little bit, just to kind of get you in your form. And we're just going to do some simple shoulder raises. A trick that I saw, a lot of people tend to just immediately go straight up. It's almost like you're trying to make a U as you're coming in. So you're kind of almost like bringing it in and then kind of doing a U shape. Feel that?
Do you watch like fitness influencers? Where do you get this content?
My Instagram is totally filled with them. Between spa and fitness, that's what you see.
So, okay, you told me that really fun story about how you got Spa Daddy, but everybody needs to hear this. So tell me the story about how Spa Daddy came about.
So Spa Daddy, I'm gonna give you the very short version. As we were having a meeting, we were talking about financials. And so, assistant director Joanna said, well, we have to ask Tony for approvals because he's kind of like the Spa Daddy. He controls the money. The people on the other side of the call were Marisol from Lila Spa and Kathy from Lila Spa, and they said, oh, so he's kind of like the Spa Daddy. And so we started joking and said, we should make an Instagram. And so as the meeting went on, got a little distracted. Yeah. And I ended up creating the Instagram right there and then. And by the time we finished the meeting, I said, look what I have, Spa Daddy. It's catchy.
Yeah.
And, I enjoy it. I'm not going to say I don't. It's almost like I'm a whole different person. Believe it or not, I'm very much of an introvert.
Are you?
And so this kind of has forced me out of my shell. So it's taught me a thing or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, so every time I go out and I meet with different spa directors and I'm wearing the product, the first thing that I hear from staff in the spa, oh, Spa Daddy wears that.
I'm very lucky. I'm gonna just take a little break in between. I'm very fortunate in this industry. Obviously, I get to sample a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of products, such as intake reading. Honestly, this was a game changer for me about a month ago. And so, I wear it, and number one, if I can share it, if it's something that works for me, it could work for you. And that's really how people see it.
Yeah, you're innovating with everything. You got the cryo chamber, that thing's too freaking cold, right? You've got the robotic massage therapist.
Escape, yep.
Now you're carrying intake in your retail space. We did the 5K this morning, and people had that big smile on their faces when they put the product on. Was that nice to see?
It was great to see. And it was great to see because I had the same reaction about a month ago. And now to be able to see that, I'm like, that was me. And I'm like, you were skeptical about it, but look at you. And now you see the difference.
Did you see all the people that walked up and they were like super skeptical about it?
Yeah, they were like, no, I don't need it. It's cool. I don't want it. And then they came back. Yeah, they came back. I know. And I asked them afterwards, I said, so how was it running with the nose strip? Like, game changer.
Yeah.
Oh, game changer. I feel so good, so on and so on. So yeah, it's funny. All right, let's do another quick shoulder exercise.
Okay.
We're just gonna do a quick press. So you wanna get your arms kind of like 90 degree.
Yep.
And then just simple press, and then back down. Press.
Perfect.
And back down. Up.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll do 10 of these.
Okay.
So keep track.
All right.
I'm counting.
I think we're at 6.
Yep.
So, okay, you wake up, you get up early, you go and you hit the gym, right? But what else? So tell me about the best day. What's the best day for Tony? Paint the picture for me.
Obviously, being free for the day is important. No ties, meaning work.
Yeah.
A day at home. I love waking up early because then it's my me time. And once I'm done working out, I can then make my coffee. Maybe I'll catch up on an email or two, watch a little bit of the news, and by that time, the kids start coming downstairs. Spending time with my family is very important to me, and having a good work-life balance is also part of my everyday routine, my wellness. If you don't have that, you can't sacrifice that. And so I highly recommend that you, being a new father to be, always make time, because listen, those babies grow up fast. But spending time with my family, you're welcome. I'm telling you, because it's very important. Before you know it, my son is about to be driving.
Oh my gosh.
And so I just remember him being born, right? Now he's almost 15, about to go in high school. So time flies. So spending time with my family is very important. So that, whatever we do, whether it's just being at home playing video games, I love challenging my kids in Mario Kart, beat them still. We go to the beach, we go to the pool, whatever it is that I can do with my family, that's a perfect day.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, doesn't matter. Just being with them is important.
So when you're playing Mario Kart with your kids, right?
Yeah.
Do you is there no way that you're able to let anybody win?
Oh, the youngest is 9.
Yeah.
She's gonna be 9 years old. And I have no sympathy. If she's in front of me and I have that red shell, you're gonna get hit. You're not beating Dad. But you know what? I do that for a reason. I don't want them to feel. Obviously, I don't mentally abuse them, right? But I want to make sure that nothing is given.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever given to me. My dad was tough on me, very loving, but very tough. If I could do a different job, it would be something sports related.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, playing sports all my life,
Yeah.
it's part of who I am.
Well, so like, how do you figure out what content that you're going to put together for Spa Daddy?
You know, sometimes it's whatever I see that's already happening.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just whatever comes to mind. And actually, last month, I think it was last month or the month before, I did a fitness challenge where I encourage everyone every single day for 30 days, do 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 50 squats. Everybody can do that. You don't need a gym, you don't need weights, you don't need a space. You can do it in your living room, you can do it in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Everybody can do that, right? And so it was interesting to see how many were actually doing it, and then they were kind of sending me their videos, you know, messaging me saying, I did my 50, or I did my, you know, 3 sets of 50, so on and so on. So anything that's gonna help me, again, I just wanna blast it. So if I think this is gonna be beneficial for me, I'll put it out there. If you wanna join in, great. If not, that's fine. You know?
What type of stuff do you do with the Florida Spa Association?
Some of the things that we're trying to really focus on is the outreach to our community, right? And not just the spa community, but just our community as a whole.
Okay.
You know, focusing
Speaking
more,
to Florida, you mean? To the
speaking
community?
to Florida.
Okay.
Obviously, number one is kind of preaching the whole wellness conversation, but going into schools. I mean, some of the things that we're thinking about doing is, if you really think about it, there's always a hospitality curriculum in colleges and schools, but there is no spa curriculum. You could go and get educated to be a chef. You can go to culinary school and be a chef. You can go to a hospitality, you know, school and become a general manager, HR director, something like that. There's nothing that sets you up to be a spa director.
A little heavier.
How about we work a little bit on the guns and
Okay,
then,
let's do it.
then we'll close it up and then maybe we can do some stretching or
All
something.
right, perfect.
So now we'll do the guns.
All right.
Let's do some curls. Because everybody wants the guns.
The continued education part of my job is so rewarding to me because I'm learning so much. I mean, like, I'm learning about how the sympathetic nervous system de-escalates and how the parasympathetic nervous system takes dominance in order for these treatments to be effective.
Right.
And that is just, I mean, when you go into a massage and you relax and you feel your body relax, that's the parasympathetic nervous system taking dominance. And it's just so interesting to me, the whole science behind it.
There's so many benefits to it, right? Because when you're able to really relax, that's when your body really can really start on the recovery as well,
Yeah.
right? While you're moving, while you're stressed, your body is tense, you're not going to recover. That's why also sleep. You know, we can do that in massage, but sleep is so beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Because that's really when your body recovers, heals itself, right? So yeah, that's a great point.
Well, it's even too the sense, the aromas on the olfactory system
Yep.
have an impact on the way your parasympathetic nervous system like reacts.
100%.
And so, I mean, face down in a massage table wearing this is not going to interrupt any of the lavender, any of the menthol, any of the eucalyptus. Those are so important for the spa experience.
Very true.
So
Very
important.
true.
All right. Another rep?
Another one? Let's go. Another
All right.
set.
What's your favorite thing that you've learned in spa?
You may feel the pain in one location of your body, and it doesn't mean that that's where the pain's coming from. It probably originated somewhere else in your body.
Wow.
So again, your lower back could be because your calves are tight, right? So just kind of knowing what leads to what.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, we're gonna do some stretching?
Yep.
All right. Well, so Tony, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a nice upper body. Going to the cryotherapy, cryo chamber was a little bit intense.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be intense.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
You get all of the cool stuff. You have the most amazing facility, the 40,000 square feet of spa. You have the ability to go into the chamber. You're staying on top of everything.
We're trying. We're doing our best.
Yeah.
But like I said, having a great support cast and visionaries to come along with it is key to that success. So yeah, we're definitely trying.
You want to be the best. That motivates you. And you want to carry your team so that you can grow and you can be, what is it, #1 spa on which list?
It was USA Today 3 years in a row. Yeah. 3 years in a row.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We're very proud of that.
Congratulations.
Yes.
What does it take to get there?
A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work and patience.
Yeah.
So again, success doesn't happen overnight, right? So it takes a lot of work. And like I mentioned earlier, when we sat down and had a vision 4 years ago, what we wanted to do and what we wanted to accomplish, that conversation was 4 years ago, right? And so now we're starting to see the results of those conversations, right? And the hard work is now paying off. So it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Definitely did not happen overnight.
All right, you want to get some lunch?
I'm hungry.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
That was a
You're
great workout.
a madman. I can't, yeah. I lift weights regularly and I try and maintain like a really good regimen. I have weights at home, but like that was rough.
You know, it's something that you build through time, right? So it's the more you do it, the better it gets and the easier it gets.
Thank you.
But you know, I saw a saying one time, it's not that it gets easier, you get stronger. And that you can kind of put together with life. That's how life is.
That's how leadership is.
Life doesn't get easier, you get stronger.
That's amazing. And that's like a perfect segue, right?
Yeah.
So I want to hear about your leadership philosophies. I want to hear about how you grew to become the leader that you are today. And I want to hear about how you share that with others. So like, tell me, what is leadership?
Leadership?
It's a broad question.
It's a broad question and there's many answers to that. But in my opinion, leadership is being able to work with others and give them the support and the guidance to accomplish the goal. That's what I would say leadership is for me.
So giving them the support and the guidance so that they can accomplish the goal.
Correct.
How do you set goals for your teams?
Well, I did mention I like to be number one, right? And so even from the moment that when we go through the interview process, we go through the questions, but I always like to end with the last question being, are you going to help us hit our goals? Are you going to make us better? In this case, one thing that we're really striving for is being a Forbes travel guide 5-star spa, which is not easy. And those that have come in as we're going through this process, the question is always, are you going to be that difference maker? Right? So setting the tone from the beginning is very important. If you don't set the tone, then there's no accountability. If I just hire someone and just say, welcome to the team, and that is it, they're gonna think, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk. I'm gonna work in the spa, and that's where the mindset is, right? It's gonna be an easy job, it's a spa. But if you set the expectations and the standards from the beginning and say, this is not just any spa, this is the biggest spa in the company, this is the #1 spa, this is #1 spa by USA Today, rated 3 years in a row, this is an innovative spa. You're either gonna be a contributor and a supporter of the vision, or maybe we're gonna have to figure something out, right? So setting the expectations from the beginning.
Did you have a mentor? How did you grow to become the leader that you are today?
I had a few, and I've been very lucky to have, I would say, at least 3 that had really impacted who I am as a leader today. One of them actually is very much the reason why I ended up at Grand Lakes. We used to work together in Arizona, and he and his wife came to Grand Lakes, and then when I was looking for opportunities, they brought me here, right? So, but he was someone that even after he moved, we would stay in touch. We would text, call every now and then. He would check in on me. And as I was a supervisor in all those other departments I mentioned earlier, he was actually the manager. So I kind of followed him. And you know, I followed him because I knew that no matter where he went, I was learning something from him. So there was always that growth. Not just because then he became a friend and someone that I trusted, but it was just, he always had the best interest in me and my professional goals. And again, he was a mentor. And one of the reasons he became a mentor is because he could shoot me straight. Right? And that's what you want in someone like that. Someone that's gonna tell you the truth, even if it hurts a little bit or a lot.
So that mentor that you talked about, you followed him to Grand Lakes. You worked with him in Tucson. Do you have experiences like that today with staff that are under you?
So actually our operations manager is one of them. Steve, phenomenal gentleman. I actually hired him as a concierge when I worked in the front office here at Grand Lakes. I'm gonna say 7 years ago.
Wow.
And he worked with me then. Then that's when I transferred back to the spa, and I remember seeing him in the hallway, and I said, "Hey, Steve, have you ever thought about working in the spa?" And he's like, "With you?" "Yeah." Right? And I mean, I took that as a huge compliment. He didn't even hesitate, right? And so now he's our operations manager. So My goal is to continue to support him and help grow the others that are with me as well. So
How do you set big goals for your team and help motivate them to accomplish those goals?
when Joanna and I started working, she's our assistant director, and she got hired on right after the pandemic. We sat down in our office, in my office, and had a discussion. We're a new team. We're new partners in this. Where do we want to go? And basically, I kind of share the same thing. Listen, I'm very competitive. I want to be number one. I want to put this place on the map. I want to do all these great things, right? Are you in? Number one is that question. Are you in? Because if they're not, then we'll figure something out. But commitment is number one. I look for that commitment. I look for that drive. I look for that passion. When you tend to be an innovative and a competitive person, sometimes you think way outside the box, right? So you got to have these crazy ideas, and you got to have those that can see the vision and can make the adjustments to follow and pursue that same dream. Once I have that connection with them where, listen, we're in this together and we're going to achieve these goals, okay, now is the how. How are we going to get there? It's very important for me to say, listen, there's going to be setbacks, right? Things are not always going to work out. We've made and brought together events that were successful. We've had some that maybe not as successful. And they can be seen as a setback, but it's my job to keep everybody engaged and motivated. Things happen. We're not always going to win. It's what we do from this and how we learn from this that is going to make us better. Just like I said earlier, things don't get easier, we get stronger, right? And it's that same mentality. We can take a failure and learn from it and get better, and then it'll feel easier. When you look back, all of us went through the pandemic. Some of us I had to reopen this entire spa through the pandemic. I don't want to do it again, but after going through that, my everyday life is so much easier, right?
Wow.
It's because you learn from your experiences, from those tough moments. But again, my job as the director of this spa and the team is to motivate, to encourage, to support, to understand, and to make sure we're still aligned with the vision and not lose focus.
I'm gonna get a hush puppy in.
Yeah, let me get a bite too. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna try. I haven't tried these. Was that spicy?
Do you like spicy?
I love spicy.
I love spicy.
Everything I do is spicy.
Everything I do is spicy.
Like, we had spaghetti the other day. I'm like, pepper flakes. Pepper flakes. And my wife's like, why do I even cook? You don't even taste my cooking. I'm like, I do. I take a bite first. Yummy. To spice it up.
Nice.
I was born in Mexico.
Yeah?
So I'm like that typical stereotype of Mexican.
Yep.
I
More
eat hot-
serranos?
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything
Yep.
that's hot. You give it to me. As long as it has a kick. Yummy.
You mentioned the pandemic, and you mentioned having opened up the spa again, and you did that, and you could survive anything now.
It feels that way.
What was that like? March of 2020.
Looking back at March of 2020 and what that was like, it was scary times, just not knowing what was going to happen. And because I didn't know the full, or a lot of us didn't know the full consequences of COVID, it wasn't that I was concerned for my health at the time, but the fact that we were talking about closing down a hotel. Hotels don't close unless you're doing a renovation, right? Which is a good thing. And we're making phone calls to let our team know moving forward for hopefully the short term you're going to stay home. It was hard. It was hard, and to have that mental strength to not hit the panic button yourself. It was tough, but we had a great supporting cast and my own leadership here in the hotel, right? And they were there to support us as well, and obviously I was there to support them, so that made it easier. But yeah, it was tough because it was just a lot of unknowns. What ifs? Am I gonna have to find another job? Mm-hmm. Is this gonna wipe the entire hotel hospitality industry, right? Especially in the spa when you work so close. I mean, you're touching people. You're literally face to face with people. And now you're telling us we got to be 6 to whatever 8 feet apart. How does that work? How do you do a massage, right? So it was interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting.
So you reopened the spa, and now hospitality's back. It's thriving. It's not. Has it surpassed 2019 levels?
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
It's-
we definitely. COVID changed the game for wellness as a whole and hospitality. Everybody wanted to travel. Everybody wanted to get out of the house, right? After being cooped up for, depending on your state, maybe even up to a year or more, right? So yeah, it definitely impacted the way hospitality changed and morphed, and what it morphed into after the pandemic. So yeah, I mean, just we're busy. I was telling guests to book a month in advance because we were that busy. Everybody had changed their minds and their mindset of how to and what to do to take care of themselves. So well-being was the key. So obviously in our industry, that was just booming.
Wellness as a descriptor for the category. I mean, even some spas are just transitioning over to like the wellness space, right? Was that really what ushered that in?
People wanted to take care of themselves. So, and you're right about that. Wellness, even for our spa, we were a spa. Wellness was a key to our success, but not a driver. And now, wellness is what guests and people want to do to take care of themselves, right? So yeah, this was one way to start that. Let me take care of me process. Let me make my body feel better. Let me start using the steam rooms and the sauna and all the benefits of red light therapy and all the innovative stuff that's coming out, right? That was definitely the turning point for the wellness community, for sure.
I'm just curious, Tony, you've got all this experience and you've taken your team through so many challenges and so much struggle, and you've come out on the other side better off for it. And that's not unique, that's not new. So what are some of those one-liners that you use on a regular basis to keep people motivated?
Yeah, so I think I have many, if I'm being honest, when it comes to one-liners. But one of the ones that I use more often is okay, pause, hear me out. And I use that for pretty much anything and everything, whether I'm introducing something new and exciting, or I'm about to give you some scary news. That might seem scary to some, but yeah, I think that's my one-liner is pause, just hear me out before you have any feelings about what I'm about to say.
I think that leadership is really an important topic. I mean, when you think about how you grew in this career and how you are supporting others, I love hearing about, like we spoke earlier, about that team member that you have under your wing. What motivates you to bring others up with you?
What motivates me, and it really does, it genuinely, truly motivates me when we all win. Every time I see that on social media, I see, the random post that says, I want my crew to win, or it's not about me, it's about my team. I always look for sharing that message, because it's not about me, right? It's about who I can bring with me. My success is everybody's success, and everybody's success is my success as well, right? So we do this as a team. I played sports all of my life, and I played soccer, and you have 11 players on the field when you start the game, and most of the time, unless things happen throughout the game, right? And so if you lose, it's not one player that loses, it's all 11 and those on the bench that lose the game as well. If you win, it's those 11 on the field and those on the bench as well, right? Including the coach. In my case, I would say I would be the coach. So if we win together. If we lose together, right? So it's not about what is Tony going to get out of this, is what are we, as the Ritz-Carlton Spa, Orlando Grand Lakes, are going to get out of this. Yeah.
There's this children's book that I love. It's called I Lift You Up, You Lift Me Up, We All Rise Up Together. It's just basic.
Yeah.
When we support each other, when we have a really strong focused goal, we're able to accomplish that as a team. And I'm really impressed to hear that.
Yeah, that's truly the way that we do things here.
Yeah.
It's not what Tony says, it's what works for everyone. And obviously the biggest thing is, how is this going to impact our guests, right? But when it comes to the team, it's very important for me to get their buy-in. We have service values in the Ritz-Carlton, right? 1, 2, 3, so on and so on. Every day we go through a service value, but one of my favorite ones, speaking on teams, is service value number 9. Service value number 9 talks about being involved in the planning of the work that affects me. What does that mean? That means that you, as a gentleman or lady or gentleman of the Ritz-Carlton, you have input in what happens in your everyday job. I can go to my GM, my hotel manager, and say, hey, I feel like this could be better for my job, for our success. Our front desk can come to me and say, Tony, I feel like this could make us better, so on and so on, right? We have a say. And it's very important that myself as a leader, as a director, as the guide, the supporter of this operation, I listen to what they have to say. And so service value number 9 in our Ritz-Carlton culture is very, very important.
We've had the sympathetic nervous system escalate. So we started off with this really fun conversation. That fun conversation went into the fitness center. We got the nervous system stimulated. We're energized. We've had lunch. We're kind of on that downturn. And now we're going to let the parasympathetic nervous system take dominance. I think that this was a phenomenal lunch.
It was great.
Thank you so much for recommending and for making sure that this is operating smoothly. Beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
I think it's time for us to go get a massage. Let's
so.
do it.
Let's do it.
Why okay,
not?
Let's go.
Let's go.
So Tony, that was a really enjoyable lunch. Thank you. How did we get up here?
I don't remember. Too relaxed.
It was the elevator up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal.
It's great.
Yeah. So, talk to me about relaxation.
Yeah, I'm still obviously learning, right? Every day is an experience, an opportunity to learn, but this is when your body really starts to recover. This is when your body just kind of grounds itself and figures out what it needs to do to get it back to normal.
And how does breathing impact that?
Breathing is everything. Just the oxygen you get into your system, your bloodstream, that's what provides the healing for your muscles. You know, that's what gives the power for your brain to function. So it's everything.
Creating relaxing experiences for guests, like what are some of the things that you've championed bringing into spa?
You know, I think the biggest thing that I focus on, and I've shared with my team before, is we own the guest experience. And obviously, if it's a great experience, amazing. But, you know, we're also not perfect. So we know we make mistakes. And no matter if we're at fault 1% or 100%, we own it. And it is our job to rectify the situation and do whatever we need to do to make sure we recover. And make sure that the guest leaves happy, number one, or we get them to come back and hopefully have an opportunity to redo and really show what we strive to do, which is perfection.
I've always heard that in hospitality that the guest who complains gives you an opportunity to make their experience perfect. Do you believe in that?
100%. And actually, some of our most loyal customers and guests come from guests who had an opportunity, a mishap, something that went wrong. So if we're able to rectify that creates a sense of loyalty. So yeah, 100%.
It's the guests who are quiet, that don't say anything, that just never come back.
Yeah, they just walk away. And it's unfortunate because we really do want to know what we can do to improve the experience, right? So, anytime I get to hear about it, it's not always fun, but it's an opportunity to be better.
So the entire team here knows you. I mean, they work with you and they see you every day. What types of relationships have you built with guests?
You know, I try to be personal, really try to get to know them and where they're from, what are their likes, what are their hobbies, what brought them here in the first place. It's very important because if I really want to provide the best service opportunity for our guests, I need to know what they like, who they are, and that's really what's going to open the door for me to have a successful experience for them.
Even this morning during the 5K, you pointed out that there was that one gentleman that had shown up for the last 5, right?
Yeah, he's been here for countless times at this point.
Talk to me about the spa menu. Like, how frequently are you making adjustments, and how frequently are you looking at that and bringing things into the spa?
Well, we've talked about innovation multiple times, right? So, and the team knows that, I mean, we always try to stay ahead of the curve. And number one, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's number one. But number two, we always try to make adjustments at least once a year for anything that could be improved, or maybe just, again, be innovative so that guests have the opportunity to experience something new, right? You also don't want to get stuck in the same hole. So making sure that you make changes that are subtle is key to that success when it comes to the menu creation.
What are guests asking for these days?
Something that, if it comes to the aesthetics world, obviously the retention of beauty and youth is important. When it comes to the massage, the physical, the body, it's longevity, right? How can I continue to do what I do for a longer period of time? So how can you fix me?
Guests they want to live longer. They want to have a better life. Like, what are the things that you're incorporating into just the general wellness experience that help them achieve that?
You know, even as you briefly experienced cryotherapy earlier, that is one step towards that. You know, again, talking about enhancing your circulation, getting rid of pain, any discomfort. That's the first step towards, you know, just having a easier life when it comes to the physical aspect of it.
We just launched with intake here.
100%.
And, you know, nitric oxide production is so important. I mean, there's not a lot that, it's so strange to me. You experienced this today. People just don't breathe well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's truly a game changer.
Yeah.
Truly a game changer. And it's the best thing about it is that it's natural. It's a natural way to do that. Because you can do nitrous oxide, you know, by taking supplements, things like that, right? But this is a way for your body to naturally do it.
You know, something that I find that's really interesting is if I want to prevent myself from getting wrinkles, I need to wear a cream. And that cream takes a while. Like, I need to wear it for a while. I need to use products that, like, help me over a long period of time consistently. But, like, they take a long time. Are there any other products that you can think of that have, like, the immediate result, just like intake does?
Yeah, if I was to go back to cryo's that.
Wow.
Yeah, you feel that recovery within minutes of stepping out of the chamber. That's definitely one of them. The other one, one of my favorite brands is Botanica Life, which is a CBD line.
Okay.
So when it comes to pain and inflammation, I ran a half marathon late last year, and the first thing I did when I got home was soak in one of their bath bombs, and then also use their pain lotions, creams, oils to make sure, number one, avoid the soreness the next day, but two, also help me with the recovery right after the run. So those are some of the two that can immediately show results.
The cryotherapy is just, I've never experienced anything like that. It was so shocking. What does it do?
So it really helps increase circulation. When it comes to pain, it reduces inflammation. You know, I mentioned earlier that I played soccer growing up and in college, and I partially tore my Achilles tendon on my right foot, and using cold therapy was a huge part of my rehab. So having that chamber here, you know, you don't have to sit in a tub for 30 minutes. You can get the effects of those 30 minutes in a matter of a minute to a minute and a half in one of these chambers. So again, the recovery, the pain, the reduction of inflammation, you know, promotes mental well-being with just providing the endorphins. It just, you know, makes you feel good, makes you happy, makes you smile, just as we experience with all those with all the new guests trying intake, I mean, the moment they tried it, you saw their mood changed.
Can you remind me, if you're okay sharing about it, how did you injure your nose?
My nose, I got kicked in the face.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was when I was 18. I was at a soccer tournament for my club team, and I'm a goalkeeper, or I used to be a goalkeeper, and yeah, I got kicked in the face trying to save the ball from going in the back of the net.
How has it been, overall, just, healing from that, and then...
When it happened, obviously it was an adjustment. I've learned to live with it up until now. Now that I have intake, it's definitely helped and kind of changed the way I take care of my nose and my breathing.
I really have enjoyed the lunch, the workout session. I'm so excited. We're about to go on a walk around the lake. Tell me about what we're going to go see.
Well, you'll be able to see our lake, our golf course, championship golf course. Did you know that Charlie Woods had his first hole-in-one at our golf course?
I didn't know that.
Oh, there's a tidbit for you. So we'll get to see some of that. We'll get to see some of the architecture and just the joys of working at Grand Lakes.
I think asking interview questions while we're getting massages is a little bit difficult. And so I think instead I'm just going to relax and take the rest of this session and enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Well, that was incredible.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
It's good. Hey, massage is always good for you, for relaxation, recovery, whatever the purpose is. It's great.
How many therapists do you have?
Just over 60.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
altogether.
how many treatment rooms?
40.
And how many can you do in a day?
We've done upwards of 380 services in one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big operation.
It's a big operation. Keeps us busy.
Yeah. This is a beautiful walk. You've been at the Ritz-Carlton, Grand Lakes, Orlando for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
Came in 2014, is that right?
That is correct, yeah.
How many times have you done this walk?
Many times. For many reasons. Number one, to maybe just take a little break. Right? Sometimes we get so caught up in our emails and just meetings. It's like I need to step away. Other times just to appreciate the beauty of this.
What is your favorite part? Like, what is your favorite part of this scene? Like, what are we looking at here?
So right now we're looking at hole number 18 of our golf course.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar, but PNC, which is a father and son golf tournament, happens here every year at the end of the year. So it's televised. So we actually, that's really cool. We get to see our own resort on TV, which is really, really cool. But yeah, we're looking at the Grand Lake. We have the 18th hole, and just behind that, you'll see the 500 acres of wildlife land that we have that's attached to the property.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is there alligators? Is there anything else crazy out there?
Oh yeah.
Do you have alligators in here?
We don't see them very often. They stay away from this, but once you go to the back where there's less people, they're definitely there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you don't have to look too hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
As you think about your just general trajectory of where the spa is going, what does spa look like in the next 5 years?
You know, it's not just my belief, but there's actually a lot of studies of what the industry is doing and where it's heading. Wellness is a big piece, right? And so, as we talked about this earlier, now spa is kind of morphing into this whole wellness component. I think in a lot of ways, spas are going to be the drivers of the hospitality industry. I can tell you, being in this world for some time, spas were always kind of in the back seat, and I'm talking like the back seat of the bus, like in the back. Now, in some cases, we're at least on the passenger side in the front, or sometimes the driver. So spas are becoming the leaders of the hospitality industry because guests are traveling and choosing where to stay based on what wellness components that location, that property has. So I can tell you that a lot of guests have told us, we stay here because of the spa.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't stay here because of anything else. We came here because you have a spa. And that's what tells me that's going to shift the momentum, and the spas are going to be the drivers.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are the trends right now that you're keeping an eye on? Like, you know, when you look at technology, there's like AI. That's dominating the technology landscape. What's dominating spa?
So technology is one big aspect, and AI is really coming in. I mean, we talk about escape. Escape is AI. You know, using all the sensors, learning the body as it's going through the process of massaging, right? So technology is going to be key for our success. You know, success. Massages, hands-on services are always going to be that. You can't replace hands. You can't replace the knowledge of a human, but you can also provide services that learn to adapt and grow with what we're trying to create. So definitely AI is a big piece. And I know Marriott, you know, I'm actually going to be working with Marriott corporate team for some wellness projects to bring some of that technology and the wellness recovery sense of it to our spas.
You know, if you had a microphone up to the industry and you were kind of just communicating things to your peers, you know, what would you say to them?
I would say push to be that leader and that trendsetter and that driver. You know, again, you know, we've sat in the back seat for too long where we were just a part of the property. Like I said, now we're the leading change into hospitality, right? So make sure that you raise your voice and be a leader for your particular property to show that wellness is important. You know, work on getting yourself into the lobby of the resort. Work to get yourself into the hotel rooms, the restaurants. Don't just stay in your spa. There's more that you can do to impact the overall experience of the guest of a property.
And wellness has an impact on the guest room. Wellness has where does wellness and spa have an impact?
So wellness and spa can impact how you sleep in the rooms.
Yeah.
Right? As we talked about intake breathing. You know, if we have that in the room available for guests to just put it on before they go to sleep, you travel enough where you know how hard it is to sleep in another room. I do as well. I get horrible sleep. But if we can help enhance that, if we can bring some of the products that can help you relax in the rooms, a bathing ritual in the rooms, whatever we can do to take it outside of the spa into the rooms is important. Again, then you have the healthy eating. If we have healthy options to provide that we can target at any of our restaurants, if you don't have your own, we're very lucky that we have our own restaurant. But if we don't, then let's make sure we talk to the executive chef of the property and say, hey, you should add this in your menu because this is going to provide a healthier option for the guest, something that is wellness driven. I mean, literally there's so many options that you can do.
Amazing. As the industry goes into the future and there is technology being adopted, like what are you most excited about?
What I'm about to say, hear me out, may sound a little crazy because again, nothing can replace the human touch, the human care, the knowledge, the expertise, the experience. But I'm really excited where the robotic side of massaging is going to go. We're just scratching the surface. Like we're just getting in there right now, right? And so I'm curious to see where AI is really going to come in to provide a similar experience or an enhancement to that experience for our guests.
And it's almost like those automation technologies give you more time to focus on guest experience.
Correct.
It frees you up so that you can focus more time on those interactions. And then there's a portion of like the people who are just going to go and use the automated solution.
100%.
But then you have more meaningful time to spend with each other.
There's something for everyone. And I think we as leaders as well, and I preached that with our team when we brought in Escape, let's not be afraid of technology. And some people can be afraid of it because they see it as a replacement. This is here to replace such and such. It's more for enhancing than replacing, right? And so I think we have to be open-minded to what technology is going to do. Because to your point, it's going to free up the time for me to focus on something that maybe is more important, which is the one-on-one interaction with the guest. Think about how easy it is now with Copilot and ChatGPT and all the resources. You don't have to sit there and look for it. You don't have to, Google it or whatever. It tells you what you need, and it does it for you, right? Even it may not be a human, but it does take what you want into consideration, and then it kind of just does it for you, right? So let's not be afraid of it. It's the future.
So Tony, Spa Daddy.
That is me.
So many people that have watched this video know exactly who you are. But then there's going to be a very large group of people who've never met you before. How can people find you and take a look inside the camera and tell us where we can find you?
If you really want to find me, and I'll be here, glad to connect with you. Instagram at spa.daddy, that's one. LinkedIn, Tony Angel on LinkedIn. And obviously at the Ritz-Carlton, Orlando Grand Lakes. This is where I live.
Tony, thank you so much for all the time that you spent with me today.
Yeah, thank you
This
so
was
much.
phenomenal, beautiful property, phenomenal operation that you run. I'm
you.
so impressed.
Thank you so much. Love it. Thank you.